Dryden Pence has $2.76 billion in assets under management. He's the CIO of Pence Wealth Management. Dryden, wonderful to have you here. I always am very mindful of the fact that we're talking most importantly about the human toll here. And nobody should be dying, but it is what it is. We're a business network. Why these two names?
Well, the bottom line is the Javelin missile costs about $175,000, but it can destroy a $3.2 million Russian-made Soviet tank. It's a highly effective weapon, and for the Ukrainians to be able to fight back against the Russians who are ruthlessly attacking them, it's necessary that they have them, and they're using them with quite effectiveness. Human toll is horrible, but the Javelin fights back, and Javelins and Stingers were made by Raytheon and Lockheed Martin.
Yeah. What happens when you look overall at what we hope will be eventually the end of this war? You know, you've got some of the NATO nations encouraging Ukraine to start peace talks with Russia. And at some point, God willing, this will end.
It will end, but the dramatic piece of this is you know, NATO has finally figured out that they all need to spend at least 2%. And so once this war is over, if the Ukraine war ends tomorrow, which I wish it would, yeah, but you would still see a tremendous amount of spending that's necessary to get these countries up to their defense posture that they need to have. Europe is forever different now. And these companies, Raytheon and Lockheed Martin both, they have about a 2.5-year backlog of their 2022 earnings in orders. So I think even if the war is over, you have a long period of time for NATO to replenish its supplies.
Let's talk about some other names that you actually like. You like United Health Group and American Express. Amex is up about 18% so far this year. It's been a very nice move here. But the Fed continuing to hike rates. We know that Americans have the most amount of household debt on the balance sheet that they've had possibly on record. And where do you see this going? I mean, isn't there always that worrisome possibility that people will simply not pay off their credit cards?
Well, this is one reason why we like Amex. It tends to be held by the upper end of the economic spectrum, people that pay closer attention to their credits. As even when inflation and things go on and the economy is moving forward, what you're going to see is higher prices lead to higher ticket charges. Higher ticket charges lead to greater revenues for payment systems. And we like Amex of the group because they're at the higher end of that market. So you have a lower default risk that we think relative to some of the others.
You know, the Fed funds futures. This is the area where market people can bet on the odds of what the Fed will do at the next meeting this coming March. 27% right now think that there will be a 50 basis point hike. Of course, the rest think it's going to be just 25 basis points. What do you think, Dryden?
Well, I think that they're recognizing, I mean, the PCE, personal consumption expenditure, went directionally wrong today, and that's why the market's done what it's done. Yeah. And so the bottom line is I think 50 basis points is on the table, and this is going to be a higher for longer environment.
Yeah, that's what the Fed says. Dryden's believing it, and I kind of am too. I mean, when people say what they're going to do, believe them. Dryden, great to have you. Thank you so much.